Few watch styles have survived nearly unchanged from 1940s battlefields to today's boardrooms, but the field watch's utilitarian DNA remains irresistible. While original A11 specification watches and Britain's Dirty Dozen command collector premiums today, you don't need four figures to experience authentic field watch DNA. So what exactly defines a field watch? Maximum legibility with clear Arabic numerals and high contrast dials, rugged durability through quality materials and construction, and that unpretentiousness tool watch aesthetic that prioritizes function over flash. Today we're exploring our favorite field watches under $500 that deliver on these core principles. Whether you're drawn to historical authenticity, cutting-edge micro-brand engineering, or accessible Swiss quality, each proves that great field watch design transcends price points. For reference, all watches were shot and tested on a 6.75-inch wrist here, and we've intentionally kept our coverage concise as we have individual reviews on many of these watches on both our channel and website. So without further ado, let's dive in. Founded in 2000 by Marino Bertucci, this Vermont-based watchmaker has earned its stripes serving military and first responder communities. The A2T Original Classic, introduced in 2004, represents their flagship design, a no-nonsense titanium tool that's become one of our favorites in the affordable category. The moment you pick up the AT2, you know exactly what it's all about: function over frills, with a design that makes no apologies for its tool-first ethos. The matte titanium case is feather-light, but it still feels durable enough to survive just about anything. Between the fixed lug bars, screw-down crown, and 200 meters of water resistance, it wears its tool watch hard on its sleeve. And we'll be the first to admit, we're certainly suckers for this no-nonsense tool watch aesthetic. The 40mm titanium unibody construction is certainly the A2T's defining feature here. Sitting at 11mm thick and just 2.2 ounces, it's remarkably light yet substantial. The roughly 49.5mm lug-to-lug sounds massive on paper, but aggressive lug curves help it to conform to smaller wrists. That 4 o'clock crown positioning eliminates wrist dig-in during active wear, providing a comfortable on-wrist experience. The watch also features those previously mentioned integrated titanium lug bars, a fixed lug design that eliminates spring bars entirely. It's a purebred field watch decision, more secure, more durable, and built for real-world abuse. The trade-off? You will be limited to pass-through straps like Nodus and won't be able to use traditional two-piece leather or rubber bands. Not necessarily a complaint here, just something to note. Meanwhile, the screw-down crown and case back provide 200 meters of water resistance to round out the case construction. When it comes to the dial, high contrast legibility dominates here. Underneath the mineral crystal, bold white Arabic numerals against the matte black dial create exceptional readability, while the red seconds hand adds functional color coding. Admittedly, the dial does feel a bit busy with multiple text elements and 24-hour track, but everything here serves a purpose. There's also a white date window framed at the 4 o'clock, and Swiss Superluminova provides decent nighttime visibility across the dial. As far as movement is concerned, a reliable Japanese quartz movement keeps things simple, just dependable timekeeping with 3-year battery life that fits the tool watch ethos perfectly. The B-type nylon NATO showcases Bertucci's attention to detail. Seen here in the forest colorway, the military spec webbing with heavy-duty stitching and titanium hardware creates a strap that's built to take a beating. The fold and tuck design also manages excess length cleverly. Overall, the Bertucci A2T delivers exactly what it promises: an honest, capable field watch prioritizing function and durability. At just $175, titanium construction and American design philosophy are tough to match here. It might not be pretty in the traditional sense, but that's not the point. For those needing a watch that simply works, the A2T deserves serious consideration. Seiko's storied history with affordable mechanical watches dates back decades, but the modern Seiko 5 sports line represents their contemporary take on accessible automatic timekeeping. The SRPG-35, part of their field watch-inspired collection, attempts to bridge vintage military aesthetics with modern Seiko reliability. As Japan's most democratizing watchmaker, Seiko has long made mechanical movements accessible to enthusiasts on tight budgets, and this reference continues that tradition. The SRPG-35 immediately evokes mid-century military field watches with its beige on black color scheme and Arabic numeral layout. It's clearly targeting the same market as Hamilton's Khaki Field, but at a significantly lower price point. The watch feels substantial in hand, though some might argue it does feel a bit bulkier than expected for a 39.4mm case, and while we're personally fans of the field watch aesthetic, we do understand the complaints that this particular version lacks the character of older Seiko 5 field references, like the beloved SNK series for instance. The 39.4mm stainless steel case strikes a good balance for most wrists, with a reasonable 48.1mm lug-to-lug measurement. However, the 13.2mm thickness is on the chunkier side for a field watch. This bulk becomes noticeable on smaller wrists and makes strap pairings tricky. The screw-down exhibition case back shows the 4R36 movement nicely, while 100-meter water resistance provides adequate protection for daily wear. The black dial with beige Arabic numerals offers strong contrast and excellent readability, all viewed through Seiko's curved Hardlex crystal, the proprietary hardened mineral glass. It's more impact-resistant than standard mineral and won't shatter like sapphire, though we found it to pick up a few scratches with everyday wear. A day date window at 3 o'clock adds everyday utility, while beige-tipped hands and matching markers preserve that vintage military feel. Generous Lumibright on the hands and numerals ensure solid low-light visibility without overdoing the glow. Seiko's 4R36 automatic movement is the real value proposition here. With 24 joules, 41-hour power reserve, and both automatic winding and manual winding capability, it punches well above its weight class. The movement hacks and hand winds smoothly, though some users report the crown feels loose during time-setting operations. The included beige nylon strap perfectly complements the dial's vintage aesthetic. It's comfortable and durable, and the 20mm lug width opens up endless aftermarket possibilities for personalization. The SRPG35 delivers impressive mechanical value at $295. Yes, it's thick, and it may lack the charm of vintage Seiko 5 references, but for those wanting an affordable automatic field watch, it's hard to argue with the proposition, and the 4R36 movement alone helps justify the price. Timex has built its reputation on accessible, practical timepieces for everyday people, but over the past year or so, they've been continuously releasing watches targeting enthusiasts, all while still keeping value prop front and center. The Expedition North Titanium Automatic represents exactly that, arriving at titanium's peak moment in the industry with solid specs to boot. With over 160 years of American watchmaking heritage, Timex proves they still understand what enthusiasts crave without luxury pricing. On paper, this watch checks every enthusiast box: automatic movement, titanium case, sapphire crystal, screw-down crown, 200 meters of water resistance, and the exhibition caseback is a nice touch. At $349, it seems almost too good to be true. Like most of Timex's recent releases, the community response has been pretty positive across the board. It feels like Timex studied enthusiast forums and built exactly what people were requesting in an affordable package. The 41mm bead-blasted titanium case delivers serious lightweight comfort at just 63 grams total. The simplified construction, bezel and middle case machined from one piece, keeps costs down while maintaining functionality. Crown guards protect a substantial screw-down crown topped with Timex's mountain logo. The 12.5mm listed thickness becomes closer to 13.5mm with dual sapphire crystals, making it bulkier than expected. The shock-resistant design uses a dual plastic movement mounting system visible through the exhibition caseback, though this creates audible rotor noise and a hollow, resonant feeling inside the case. When it comes to the dial, classic field watch fundamentals dominate with textured black surface, bold Arabic numerals, and crisp contrast. The embossed design adds visual depth while maintaining readability. Green glowing lume on hands and markers performs surprisingly well, a notable upgrade from typical Timex luminosity. The rectangular date window at 3 o'clock adds practical functionality without disrupting the clean layout here. That 21-joule automatic movement appears to be Miyota's reliable 8215 caliber, although Timex doesn't specify on their site, offering 42-hour power reserve and a 21,600 VPH frequency. It's proven, serviceable, and perfectly adequate for this price point, though the shock mounting system makes it a bit noisy during wrist movement. It's not a deal breaker by any means, but it's certainly noteworthy here. The Echo Dry Tan leather strap uses environmentally conscious tanning processes and includes quick-release spring bars with matching titanium hardware. While well executed, leather does seem slightly counterintuitive for a 200-meter water-resistant outdoor watch. A technical fabric option might have aligned better with the tool watch positioning here. There's no way around it. The Expedition North Titanium Automatic delivers remarkable value at $349, offering titanium construction and specs you typically find on watches well above the $500 price threshold. Yes, compromises exist: hollow acoustics, conspicuous rotor noise, questionable strap pairing, but for budget-conscious enthusiasts wanting legitimate titanium field watch capability, few alternatives match this proposition. Okay, here's the elephant in the room. When discussing field watches, Hamilton's Khaki Field Mechanical is the definitive choice. Our usual just get this recommendation that represents peak field watch DNA. Problem is, it sits above our $500 budget threshold. Enter the Khaki Field Quartz, Hamilton's answer for those wanting authentic khaki field heritage on a tighter budget. With over a century of military watchmaking pedigree, Hamilton understands field watch fundamentals better than most, and this Quartz variant preserves that expertise at an accessible price point. Hamilton did a stellar job here, ensuring the Quartz maintains the mechanical's essential character, all while making smart concessions for affordability. That familiar bead-blasted stainless steel case and angled bezel immediately scream Hamilton, though the cleaner dial layout actually feels less cluttered than its mechanical sibling. Watch enthusiasts have embraced it as a legitimate gateway into Hamilton's ecosystem, though purists naturally and understandably gravitate toward the hand-wound original. The 38mm stainless steel case shares identical DNA with the mechanical version. Same bead-blasted finish, same straightforward construction, same military-inspired proportions. At 8.3mm thick, it feels very thin and comfortable on the wrist, with a more manageable 45.5mm lug-to-lug that wears even better than the mechanical's lengthy dimensions. Sapphire crystal is a welcome premium touch at this price point, while 50 meters of water resistance handles daily abuse adequately. The dial is where Hamilton made some smart updates to the Quartz version. Gone is the mechanical's busy 24-hour layout, replaced with clean Arabic numerals 1 through 11 and a triangle at the 12 o'clock. The railway minute track creates better visual cohesion than previous picks. The old radium-colored Superluminova provides authentic vintage character without feeling artificial, while the classic syringe hands maintain Hamilton's signature aesthetic. The ETA F06.105 Quartz caliber prioritizes accuracy and convenience over mechanical romance. Look, we love automatic movements as much as the next enthusiast, and as owners of the mechanical version, we had zero complaints. We will say though, with no winding, no worrying about power reserve, we understand how just grabbing this beautiful vintage-inspired piece and hitting the road can be a refreshing experience. The green NATO with brown leather keepers perfectly captures military heritage. Unlike the Bertucci's more utilitarian approach, Hamilton adds thoughtful details that elevate the presentation while maintaining field watch authenticity. This timepiece was probably the most obvious shoe-in here. The Khaki Field Quartz delivers authentic Hamilton field watch experience within our budget constraints. While purists will always prefer the mechanical version, and we both understand and appreciate that, this captures the essential character that makes Hamilton field watches so special. As the last remaining official supplier of wristwatches to US, Canadian, and Allied military forces, Marathon occupies a unique position in modern field watch manufacturing. Founded in 1939 just as World War II erupted, they've been battle-testing timepieces for over 80 years. The General Purpose Mechanical, or GPM, represents direct lineage to the legendary GGW-113 specification from the 1960s. The General Purpose Mechanical, or GPM, represents direct lineage to the legendary GGW-113 specification from the 1960s, built to current MIL-PRF 46374G standards. Unlike our previous heritage-inspired picks, this is the real deal here, an actual military-issue watch available to civilians. At first glance, the most obvious point of note here is the size of the watch. At just 34mm, the GPM is much smaller compared to our 38 to 41mm field watches covered so far. However, the tonneau case shape and 12.5mm thickness create surprising wrist presence that wears larger than the dimensions would suggest. The high-impact composite fiber shell case represents Marathon's innovative approach to military durability requirements. While our previous titanium picks from Bertucci and Timex emphasized lightweight construction, Marathon's composite material achieves similar weight savings while meeting stringent MIL-Spec shock resistance standards. The black finish isn't just cosmetic. It's tactical, designed to eliminate reflective surfaces. The pressure crown and sapphire crystal are premium touches that are rarely seen at military specification price points. And while we understand this isn't a dive watch, the 30 meters of water resistance is still something we'd like to see improved, especially on such a purpose-driven tool watch. The theme continues onto the dial, with military legibility dominating everything here. The deep black dial with white Arabic numerals creates maximum contrast for rapid time reading under stress. Tritium gas tubes and hands and hour markers provide constant illumination without battery drain or light exposure requirements, technology we haven't seen in our previous selections on this guide. The symmetrical layout reflects decades of military feedback and battlefield refinement. The Seiko NH35A automatic movement provides dual wind capability crucial for military applications. Unlike quartz alternatives, mechanical movements survive electromagnetic pulse attacks and operate indefinitely without battery replacement. Strategic considerations that don't necessarily apply to civilian field watches. The high-quality NATO strap features thoughtful military details like the elevated keeper loop for excess strap management. It's much thinner than our other watches on this guide, but many operators have reported this leads to less hygiene issues in more challenging environments, and we found it to be quite comfortable during daily wear. Rounding out our thoughts about the Marathon GPM, it's certainly lacking the refined finishing of Swiss alternatives or the modern features of some of our other picks here. But in true field watch fashion, it's a no-frills workhorse. And it does offer something that many enthusiasts will certainly appreciate, ourselves included: genuine military specification construction and proven battlefield heritage. Bulova's military heritage runs deep. They supplied A11 specification watches to Allied forces during World War II, earning the nickname the watch that won the war. The modern hack draws inspiration from these legendary timepieces, attempting to bridge vintage military aesthetics with contemporary automatic movement technology. Just one quick glance at the hack and you'll see it immediately evokes 1940s military issue watches with its clean, purposeful design and ivory dial colorway. At 38mm, it sits comfortably between our previous 34mm marathon military spec and larger consumer options. While we're personally fans of the hack, it does receive a bit of criticism for leaning too much on the vintage aesthetics, with outdated specifications that feel stuck in the past. Unlike our Hamilton khaki-filled Quartz, which modernized thoughtfully, the hack almost seems deliberately archaic in certain aspects. Kicking things off with the case, the 38mm stainless steel construction maintains period-appropriate proportions that work comfortably on most wrists. However, several specifications do feel a bit antiquated compared to our previous selections. The domed mineral crystal lacks the scratch resistance of sapphire found on cheaper alternatives, while 30 meters of water resistance is on the lower end of the spectrum. The case finishing is clean and attractive for a field watch, and it prioritizes vintage authenticity over contemporary refinement. The dial is where the hack truly shines. The ivory dial with black Arabic numerals creates exceptional legibility, while the 24-hour inner track adds military functionality without cluttering the layout. Unlike some of the busier dials we've covered, everything here feels purposeful and well-balanced. Luminescent hands and markers provide adequate visibility, though not matching the tritium brilliance of something like Marathon's military offering. The Miyota 82S0 automatic movement offers the hack feature that allows seconds hand stopping for time synchronization, historically crucial for military coordination. The 42-hour power reserve sits between our Seiko's 41 hours and Timex's longer reserve, though the movement's audible rotor operation and modest accuracy specifications feel a bit less refined than competitors. The black leather NATO strap perfectly complements the vintage military aesthetic and feels right at home on this watch. It's incredibly comfortable for the price point and offers period-correct styling that we certainly appreciated. Wrapping up here, the Bulova Hack presents a compelling paradox: outdated specifications wrapped in irresistible vintage military charm. While the mineral crystal and limited water resistance disappoint compared to our other selections, the authentic design language and Bulova's genuine World War II heritage create emotional appeal that transcends the spec sheet. At $425, it competes directly with Hamilton's Quartz offering, though each serves different enthusiast priorities. Originally introduced in 1999 and famously worn by British survival expert Ray Mears, Citizen's Promaster Tough represents the brand's vision of the ultimate overbuilt field watch. Unlike our previous heritage-focused selections, this latest generation prioritizes maximum durability above all else. Citizen's 140-plus-year history spans from pocket watches to cutting-edge solar technology, and the Promaster Tough showcases their engineering prowess in creating virtually indestructible timepieces for extreme conditions. The Promaster Tough feels like a field watch designed by engineers rather than designers. At 41mm, it matches our Timex's dimensions but takes a completely different approach. Where previous picks balanced vintage aesthetics with modern features, this prioritizes pure functionality. The monocoque case construction eliminates the traditional caseback entirely, creating a fortress-like structure that makes even our rugged Marathon look delicate by comparison. And while the numerals have been understandably labeled as cartoonish by many, we actually enjoyed them in person and thought it was a nice change of pace in this guide. Kicking things off with the case, the revolutionary front-loading monocoque design represents genuine innovation in field watch construction. Super titanium with Duratect coating provides surface hardness 5 times greater than steel while maintaining lightweight comfort. The 14mm thickness accommodates the robust architecture, while the completely flat reverse and downward curving lugs help to conform surprisingly well despite the bulk. Crown guards protect the screw-down crown, enabling 200 meters of water resistance that eclipse most field watches we've covered. The oversized Arabic numerals create maximum legibility, though as previously mentioned, the inflated font style divides opinions among enthusiasts. The green colorway adds tactical appeal while still maintaining excellent contrast. Generous luminous material application on all 12 markers plus hands provides superior visibility in low light conditions. Powering the watch, Citizen's famed EcoDrive E168 solar movement eliminates battery concerns entirely, charging from any light source and running 6 months in darkness when fully powered. This technology surpasses our Quartz selection's battery dependence while avoiding the complexity of our automatic picks. making a compelling argument for Citizen at this price point. The Super Titanium bracelet wears both lightweight and comfortable on wrist, tapering from 22mm to 20mm with improved construction over previous generations. The enhanced safety clasp also prevents accidental opening. The Promaster Tough occupies unique territory in our field watch landscape. Maximum durability without compromise. While the $575 MSRP technically exceeds our budget threshold, street prices frequently drop well below $500. Unlike the heritage charm of Hamilton or Bulova selections, it delivers unmatched toughness for those prioritizing modern utility over style. Founded by Wesley Kwok and Colin Chen in Los Angeles, Nodus emerged from two collectors' shared passion for functional tool watches that didn't require mortgage-level investments. Since launching, they've earned micro-brand credibility through domestic assembly, rigorous quality control, and community involvement, including founding the Intersect Watch Show. The Sector 2 Field Titanium represents their most ambitious field watch yet, incorporating titanium construction for the first time while achieving remarkable thinness through clever engineering. At first glance, this watch feels like a proper evolution rather than simple material substitution. Where our previous Bertucci and Timex titanium picks prioritized ruggedness over refinement, Nodus seems to balance both admirably. And, while it certainly checks all the field watch boxes, it brings a genuinely modern perspective to the genre. The 38mm Grade 2 titanium case represents significant engineering advancement, achieving 11.7mm thickness while housing the same NH movement family as our bulkier Seiko SRPG35. The box-shaped sapphire crystal allows the hands and dial to nest higher, creating space efficiency that rivals much more expensive watches. Unlike our Citizen's monocoque approach or Marathon's composite construction, Nodus achieves slimness through intelligent design rather than exotic materials. Hard coating addresses titanium's scratch susceptibility while maintaining hypoallergenic benefits. The 47mm lug-to-lug and screw-down crown provide excellent proportions and 100 meters of water resistance. On the dial, the clean Arabic numerals and straightforward layout prioritize legibility without unnecessary complications. The Shale colorway offers versatility that works well across casual and professional settings, and Swiss Superluminova BGW9 Grade A provides rock-solid illumination in dark settings. Inside the Sector Field Titanium beats the TMI NH38, a no-date automatic movement from Seiko. Known for its reliability and simplicity, it offers 41 hours of power reserve, 24 joules, and operates at 21,600 bph. Nodus regulates each movement in-house to an impressive plus or minus 10 seconds per day, well beyond factory specs. It's a straightforward, no-frills caliber, dependable, durable, and well-suited for a modern field watch. The hybrid tech-tough rubber strap pairs a rugged, abrasion-resistant top layer with a soft NBR rubber underside that molds comfortably to the wrist. Combined with a titanium buckle, it keeps the entire package lightweight, durable, and ready for daily wear. And the incorporated quick-release mechanism makes swapping straps a breeze. At exactly $500, the Sector 2 Field Titanium hits our budget ceiling while delivering premium execution. Unlike heritage-focused alternatives, this represents modern micro-brand innovation at its finest. Swiss quality engineering, American assembly, and accessible pricing. For those wanting cutting-edge field watch technology without luxury premiums, Nodus proves micro-brands can compete with established players. So there you have it, our roundup of the best affordable field watches under $500, spanning from American titanium innovation to genuine military specifications. We always like to remind ourselves that the best field watch isn't necessarily the most feature-packed or expensive. It's the one that becomes your reliable daily driver. Of course, this is by no means a comprehensive list of every great affordable field watch out there, and we'd love to hear from you guys. Let us know what caught your eye and what are some of your favorite field watches in the comments below. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next week.